The Orbitkey. Surely you've heard of it before if you clicked on this video. But why is it so popular? What is so genius about it that it got the IF Gold Design Award in 2018? And why shouldn't I just buy a cheap budget one off Amazon rather than spending $80 for a leather strip and a metal screw? Well, let's find out together. The Orbitkey is not the only key organizer out there. Brands like Ridge, Bellroy, KeySmart all make key organizers, but they all follow the same principles. A small rectangular strip that sandwiches keys and other accessories inside. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but customizable with your keys. There's another type of key organizer that I really like that I'll mention at the end of this video. So what makes Orbitkey stand out amongst its competitors? I think it's because of its simplicity. Function is important, but function at the cost of appearance can often sway customers away. Orbitkey balanced this perfectly. It may hold less keys than its competitors, have a less assortment of accessories, but it holds just enough keys and has just enough accessories for your average consumer. It's a similar philosophy to Apple, form over function, but just enough that it's a trade-off customers are willing to make. And this is the reason I believe it won the IF Gold Design Award. The award highlights a couple things: the well-engineered custom screw, the soft touch leather, and the large D-ring at the top of the key organizer. I actually found the engineered custom screw to be a little bit finicky. I had a lot of trouble loosening it after I tightened the keys onto it. I got it so tight once I couldn't even turn the keys out. That is a more user error than designer error, but it's still something worth mentioning. Eventually, I figured out how to get just the right amount of tightness so the keys would turn out easily, but they wouldn't swing around loose by themselves. I 100% agree with the soft touch feel being a highlight of the product. Many other key organizers that I mentioned use some sort of hard or metal casing, which increases the likelihood of it scratching other items in your pocket. The soft touch leather on my Star Wars Edition Orbitkey has aged well over the years, and it is something that feels really nice to hold. The award committee mentions the D-ring being useful for attaching to larger items, such as car keys, but I mainly use it to attach to a larger loop ring from which my car fob hangs. I personally have 4 keys on here along with a multi-tool accessory. I don't really use it that often, but when I do, it's always whenever I need it in a pinch. I used to have a Tripolo Bluetooth tracker on here as well, but I wasn't a huge fan of this accessory because it was really bulky and it also ran out of battery after just a year. As mentioned before, the beauty is in the simplicity of its design and the quality of the materials. After almost 4 years of using this, the key works exactly the same as it did before. The key never loosened and the leather has developed a nice patina. And yes, there are some scratches on the black ring, but that's just part of the aged look. Orbitkey took an old design and redesigned it for the modern world, and I do believe that it's worthy of an IF Design Award. Even with this award, the style of key organizer isn't for everyone. When I first used it, I noticed that it was about a third longer than a typical key. So even though it eliminated that key jingle that everyone hates, it actually made it bulkier. Also, I find it takes 2 hands to unlock my door now. So in a way, the organizer sacrifices on function for the sake of organization, which can be a bit counterintuitive. I feel like this is a flaw of key organizers with this form factor. You've probably seen their advertisements and collaborations with other brands, such as Disney or National Geographic. They do a great job showcasing how beautiful the product is, making you really want one. However, the problem with such a simple design is that it's easily copied. I can go in and purchase pretty much the same thing with lower quality materials for a fraction of the price off Amazon. No, it will not look as nice, and no, it probably won't have leather, but the function will be there. There's nothing proprietary with the key that makes me have to purchase the one from Orbitkey. An alternative to this type of key organizer is a simple keyring. Orbitkey created this new type of keyring that is much easier to unlock than the typical old ones where you have to spin it out. It's a bit of a learning curve. Once you get the hang of it, you'll find it much more convenient than the old ones. I have my Orbitkey and my key fob hung around this ring. So if you're not crazy about everyday carry and you just want something functional, I'd say go get something budget on Amazon. If everyday carry is a passion of yours and you really like a certain colorway that Orbitkey offers, then yeah, it's worth the money.